It is a difficult day. It's January 26th, and 1 year ago today, Kobe Bryant and his sweet daughter Gigi passed away in a helicopter crash. It's a day that in some ways feels like 10 years ago, but it also feels like yesterday, and just so much has happened since then. Our heart continues to break for them and all of the families and lives that were touched. I was so fortunate to get to know Kobe Bryant during my time in LA, and it's just one of the greatest blessings of my life that he was a part of it for a short time. The greatest irony of Kobe Bryant's passing is that nobody maximized life more than Kobe Bryant, even in only 41 years spent on this earth.
I told you gonna get it, man.
The older Kobe got, the more of a master he became at everything he did. Basketball was obvious, but he was a one-of-a-kind father, an Oscar-winning artist, a pioneer businessman. But most importantly, Kobe was a human being whose life was so purposeful, it changed the world.
You can look yourself in the mirror and say, did I do everything possible to try to get better? If the answer is yes, let the dust settle where it may.
I was fortunate enough to cover Kobe during my time in Los Angeles. The first time I ever met him, I reached my hand out to introduce myself. And he looked at me and said, "No handshake, Ash. I watch you all the time on TV. You're a rock star. You're amazing." Kobe was purposeful and intentional about empowering women in sports. Women like me. Kobe was so proud of his 4 daughters, he talked about them every time we saw each other, and he loved being a #girl dad.
Oh my God, good girl.
I'll never forget asking him, "Why are you still working? You don't have to work. Enjoy your retirement and chill out." And I remember him saying, "No, Ash, I have to work. I love to work. This is my routine. I need it. It's my responsibility to get up and do something today." And that stuck with me. So I've taken that with me over the last year, and I've used that as daily motivation. That and this one other thing. He told me, don't be afraid to be curious. He told me, like he told his daughters, never be afraid to question why and how things are done, because there was always room for improvement. That, I believe, is the Mamba mentality. Kobe, it was a blessing and an honor to know you. Thank you.
If I had the power to turn back time, I would never use it. Now I think about it. Because then every moment that you go through means absolutely nothing, but you can always go back and do it again. So it loses its flavor, it loses its beauty. When things are final, you know, moments won't ever come again.
Ash, it was so wonderfully put, and we appreciate you kind of displaying everything that Kobe meant, not only to those within LA, those outside of LA, every member of his family, every member of his friend circle, and everything like that. It boils down to what his impact had to sports too, as well, right? Like, I can't ever forget his final game was the perfect sort of tribute to Kobe. The way he goes out with Mamba mentality, 60 points to close out the season, all alongside history being made with the Warriors on the same daggone night. But everybody said, nah, we're going to watch the Lakers and Jazz close this thing out. And it just speaks to how much weight his career, his being had on this world, man. It was just exceptional.
First off, the last game, it wasn't going to go any other way.
Oh, no.
than Kobe Bryant shooting the ball 50 times. He shot the ball 50 times. A remarkable athlete. I hated Kobe Bryant. Absolutely hated him, because when he came into the NBA, for all of us that grew up with Michael Jordan, everyone was talking about, this may be the next one. This may be the Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady. And none of us wanted to buy it. None of us did. Yeah, I'd have friends that say, no, Kobe's got it. He's got, I'm like, get out of here. No, he doesn't. You had an appreciation for what he was. And secondly, for me in the world of soccer, every European soccer player talked about Kobe Bryant. Wow. Right? In large part because Kobe was a soccer fan because of his time in Italy. So I was always asked questions for some of the greatest soccer players in the world. Have you ever seen Kobe play? What's it like in person? So That's where his world crossed me, but I'll admit it to the camera. I hated Kobe. I was like, you're not Michael Jordan. I couldn't have been more wrong. He was as close as I've ever seen anyone get to that standard.
And you and I actually got to see him about a week before his passing. We were at the same event about a year ago, but we continue to think and pray for his family and everyone affected by that horrible day. And we will always remember him as the special human being that he was.
Mamba out.
Mamba out. Thanks for watching Sports Nation.